Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is January 10th, 2025, and Barcelona have rejected Juventus' first offer for Ronald Araujo. Also, Eric Garcia's future is currently on hold, and I'm gonna tell you why. And finally, Rafael Leao has spoken about his future plans. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we're beginning this video with the news that Joan Laporta and Barcelona are currently in talks with a promoter in order to plan an Asian preseason tour to make up the lost income from the upcoming FIFA Club World Cup. Now, as you know, the newly designed FIFA Club World Cup will take place during this summer in the United States and will feature a new format. Instead of the winners from every continent facing each other, instead it's going to be the 32 best clubs from all the continents facing each other to decide who will be crowned the champion, the club champion of the world. And well, this was based, or at least in Europe, it was based on the Champions League performance. And since Barcelona did not have good performances in the Champions League this last few seasons, Barcelona will not participate in this first edition of the FIFA Club World Cup, which of course will be a shame because it will be bad for Barcelona's image for such a big club and historic club not to participate in this first edition. But it would also be financially damaging because Barcelona were expected to make around 50 million euros from participating in this tournament. And since they're not going to be making that money, Joan Laporta and the board of directors are looking for alternatives to make up for that lost income. And as such, it's reported that Joan Laporta is currently in talks with a promoter, a company in Asia, to plan a preseason tour in Asia, most likely in South Korea and Japan, with Barcelona playing the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United, and AC Milan. Now, no plans have been finalized. Just know that the club are in talks in order to plan this preseason tour. So we'll see what will come out of this negotiation. Hopefully, Barcelona will be able to make some money to, again, make up for the 50 million euros that they will not generate as a result of their failure to qualify to this first edition of the FIFA Club World Cup. But now on to the next news, because Barcelona have rejected Juventus' first offer for Ronald Araujo. And before I give you more details, I would like to remind you to please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. If you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to Goal Kits, Get Bag, or Fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure to bet us. All links are down below in the description. You click on them, you'll be supporting this channel, but you would also be helping yourself because you do get access to some pretty cool discounts and offers. Anyways, let's get back to the news because, as I mentioned a few moments ago, Barcelona have rejected the first offer from Juventus for Ronald Araujo. Now, there's been a lot of rumors and a lot of talks about Ronald Araujo and Juventus these past few days, with many reports coming out of Italy talking about Juventus being heavily interested in signing Araujo. Of course, Araujo's agent denied that the player had reached any kind of agreement with the Serie A club. However, he did not deny that there were talks between both parties, and well, it seems that that was exactly what was going on, and that Araujo has been in talks with the Serie A club to make a move to Italy. And today, Barcelona rejected Juventus' first offer. Now, you might be asking, well, what was the offer? Well, you are going to laugh because Juventus had offered to take Ronald Araujo on loan for the remainder of the season with an obligation to buy worth 25 million euros. I don't know if Juventus were sending an offer for Eric Garcia and they got confused. I don't know, but 25 million euros is pretty laughable. Honestly, if I was Barcelona, I wouldn't even bother to answer. But nonetheless, Barcelona have rejected this offer. And they're saying that Barcelona will want a minimum of 50 million euros. Now, of course, Barcelona would rather not sell Araujo. They consider him a very important player. They would prefer for him to continue. But if he is going to leave, again, they're not just going to give him away. They're not going to send him on loans. It's going to have to be for a minimum of 50 million euros. And as I've said many times before, I too would prefer for Araujo to stay. I consider him one of the best center backs in all of Europe. But if the player wants to leave, there's not much we can do. Of course, this does put a little bit into question his judgment because, with all due respects to Juventus, you don't go from Barcelona to Juventus, but at least, of course, you're towards the end of your career or something. But in your prime to go from Barcelona, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to start any controversies, but that is my opinion. Anyways, speaking of defenders, as a result of these talks between Araujo and Juventus, it's reported that Eric Garcia's future now is on hold. Now, with all the talks about Barcelona signing Jonathan Tah in the summer as a free agent, of course, there was talks about that someone's going to have to leave because we have plenty of center backs. And one of the main names was Eric Garcia, especially since Hansi Flick does not count on him, and since Hansi Flick had left the door open for Eric Garcia to leave. Plus, Girona have been heavily interested in signing Eric Garcia. So with all this combined, it looked like Eric Garcia would be the first player to leave. But now that Ronald Araujo seems to be with one foot out of the door, Barcelona have now put on hold any possibility of Eric Garcia leaving, because if Araujo does leave, they cannot have Eric Garcia also leave out the door. Otherwise, that can weaken the squad. So as such, for now, Eric Garcia will stay put. Now, of course, this begs the question, what's going to happen with Andreas Christensen? Because Christensen was looking to leave since he saw that most likely he's not going to have a primary role, with Íñigo and Pau Cuarsí being the starting two center backs and Ronald Araujo being ahead of him in the pecking order. But now if Araujo ends up leaving, I wonder if that will change Andreas Christensen's mind and he will decide to stay, because after all, if Araujo leaves, Christensen will go up one step in the pecking order. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Rafael Leao, someone at Barcelona have targeted for quite some time, has opened up today in regards to his future plan. Now, Rafael Leao was asked what are his plans for the future, and he said, I see myself here also in the future. So Rafael Leao declaring that he wants to stay in AC Milan, not just right now, but also in the future. And this is, of course, a change of trajectory after Rafael Leao was looking to leave because he wasn't doing well under the current AC Milan coach, Paulo Fonseca. The two of them had, disagreements. Paulo Fonseca wasn't really counting on Rafael Leao, and as such, he was looking to leave with his preferred destination being FC Barcelona. But now that AC Milan are going to have a new coach, which is Sergio Conceição, it looks like Rafael Leao will now prefer to stay in AC Milan because, of course, he knows, he will have another chance or another crack at being a starter under Conceição. So it looks like Rafael Leao could be closing the door to leaving AC Milan, which, of course, closes the door at the possibility of Barcelona signing him. Now, Barcelona did try to sign Rafael Leao this past summer, but of course, a financial situation plus not being able to achieve the 1-1 rule did not allow them to. Of course, he remained kind of a target for the club, but again, because of the finances, it seemed to be very difficult, almost impossible operation. And now it's being revealed that even though Joan Laporta has always liked Rafael Leao, and even though Joan Laporta has always wanted to sign Rafael Leao, it seems like there isn't a consensus within the board on signing Leao or not. Of course, setting the money aside, the financial problems aside, because there are a lot of people within the club who doubt whether Rafael Leao could succeed at Barcelona, not because of lack of talent, because of course Leao is one of the most talented wingers in all of Europe, but of course because of his disciplinary problems, where he's had problems with his coaches in the past. And that's not something that Barcelona look good upon. So it looks like, the possibility of signing Leao is getting smaller and smaller. Not that it was ever big, even though Jorge Mendes tried his best to bring Leao to Barcelona. But, there's so many things standing in the way. The club's financial situation, the fact that there's no consensus within the board. And well, now with Leao saying that he wants to stay at AC Milan, it looks like this could be, pretty much a done or closed chapter, 99%, because nothing is 100% for sure in football. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.